They love to inform me that my channel is always being demonetized. I really did not come to YouTube with the intention of capitalizing. And the reason is that it's been a couple of decades now that these social media platforms, they have something against me. I don't know what they call this, shadow banning or banning, blocking, surveilling, checking, scrutinized. And so even the other one, FU book, they make sure they have some clause that whereby I'm basically in perpetuity, it seems, restricted from advertising or going live. So there must be something to what I'm saying, which is really sharing information, especially with regards to what the youth are becoming involved with sexually and otherwise, because they are in the music that the so-called powers that be, the music that they are allowing or maybe even encouraging, promoting in our youth is destructive behavior. Okay, many of our young people involved in these arts are no longer arts. Okay, they are now rituals and contracts and deep diving into the abyss. And many of their lives are being, they're being unalived. And so I think it's a sound idea to put the message forth so that some of them will grasp, some of them will pay attention, listen, and others won't. That's the way it is. I am always seeking knowledge. I am always checking information. I've always been reading, observing, listening, and I watch. And it's to me, to our benefit, to open our minds and learn and grasp these concepts, because people have their ideologies and they affect our lives adversely. And the number one reason I believe is because we're not paying attention. Many of us, many of you are not paying attention. So part of my problem is I have to always wait for other people to catch up. I'm always waiting for the rest of them to catch up because they're not getting it. I remember it wasn't that long ago in hip-hop that they were singing about how they would never be involved in, they wouldn't get into whips and chains, and like they frowned on BDSM. I was like, actually, they were so against it, I was shocked. They were also against homosexuality. So what changed during this time? It's been a short period of time where now the genre of music has changed. They don't call it hip-hop anymore and rap. No, they call it, I think, trap music. There are other names because I don't keep up with popular culture, so I don't tend to keep up with the slangs and the ever-changing landscape of this language, because that's really not my community. It's not my background. It's not my background, and I can't relate to much of the messages and the imagery, and they give these young people stacks of money. They get them flown on private jets. They give them liquor, champagne popping bottles, and they give them exposure, and they give them things. The money they buy, the labels, they are promoting these brands that are counterproductive to raising us as that group of people who are most persecuted based simply on the color of our skin. And I know some of you black people who married white people, especially you black women married to white men, you will say that racism doesn't exist because you found favor with a group politically. But let's admit that's how it works. If you kiss their backside, you get involved and promote their brand, their party, then you're going to be supported and uplifted. And of course, if you're supported, then it's uplifting. So please don't say that racism does not exist. It clearly does. But that's not really why I'm here, is it? No, I'm here to speak on this subject of masturbation. Yes, masturbation. Sex drive and libido. You see, I know about masturbation because I was a master masturbator for many years. And that kept me out of a lot of trouble sexually. I was not getting knocked up. I wasn't getting babies. I wasn't having STDs. I wasn't having guys ejaculate in me, and all the high risk behavior and activity that y'all do. That's when I say I'm different. I truly am. Because apparently out there it's just a free for all. People are doing all kinds of risky, crazy things, and of course you got to suffer the consequences. So I was just horny a lot. But not only was I horny, I'm starting to see how there were spiritual attacks on me. And came in various forms. One of them was this sex drive, like always this WAP, always have a WAP and a desire, an urge. So that's why I had something called the magic wand, Hitachi magic wand. And I had one, and I had it for so many years till it just one day shorted on me. That was a pop and a puff of smoke, like some magic shit happened, and it died. The wand died. So I was gifted an ex-partner, lover, at the time a lesbian, now a trans man. He, she, it, they, them, at the time she gave me my new magic wand. I masturbate. Even with my partner in the bed, right? Okay, so I'm finished having sex with, this is how my drive was. Finish have a session of sex with my partner. And then, when we're done, I take my magic wand and continue on. Depending on the person, some of them were, especially the men, they would be kind of upset. It seems they were jealous of my toy, because I wasn't using the toy with them. I used it separate from them. Always me and my toy. And I got so used to that toy. I used it a lot. I used it more than once a day. Every chance I got, I was bzz, bzz, bzz. And it's a plug-in, so that the intensity, I learned to withstand it. I learned to handle it. Big clip can take big wand. So yes, I was enjoying it for a number of years. And again, time goes on. I'm an old bitch. I just recently tried to use my wand because I stopped masturbating as much. I mean, I'm with my family now. So, the sex, it's still there, this drive, but I learned to control myself. I learned to control the urges. I don't have to have sex. There's no man around, and I don't feel that it's necessary to masturbate. Like, why? So I'm glad this is one of my superpowers, my ability to, even with this sensation between my legs, I'm able to shut that down, turn off the noise. Many people who are possessed by demons, the demon telling them, they say they hear voices in their heads. Voices in their heads. See, I get sensations. I receive downloads differently from other people. Some people hear the voices in their head telling them to do bad things. I think they call it narcissistic personality disorder. They do bad things. They keep doing bad things. I've been exposed to so many people who are like that. They do clearly what is wrong. And they will never have any remorse. They will never apologize. But they keep doing it repeatedly. And they do it from person to person to person. They're transient. They are always on the go, on to the next victim, right? So being exposed to all this sort of energy out there, it made me want to become more into myself, go inwards, and hermit-like, solitude, but never lonely. never lonely, happy and at peace. That's the most important, to have the peace. I just, because this guy keeps sending me this energy, sexual energy, remotely, and I realized that because his mind, his name, his image, his head, he keeps popping up in my head, and I don't want to deal with this guy. This guy's toxic. He's got some mental problems. He's got some mother issues. He is an addict. He's addicted to drugs, alcohol, money. He's addicted to scamming, thieving, stealing. He always says he's single, but he's married. And not only is he married, but he has side chicks. And not only does he have side chick, he have flying monkeys. And he also has baby mama, at least one. He has at least one child, but he never acknowledges any of that. He says he's single. Meanwhile, there are women out there who are chasing after these types of guys. These guys always get women because there are women who just refuse to acknowledge the red flags, of which there are many. So I got to know this, be aware of these energies. They seem to be under some sort of possession. They are not acting out of their own minds. They're being used. It seems as though some of them have taken signed some contract with the guy called Stephen. I met a Stephen. Stephen was also very demonic. He tried to hack my FU book page. He tried, and he does it by sending you, he's talking about an offer for have you heard, hey, have you received your grant money? Do you need money for, you want to open a business, you want to pay some bills, you want to do this, that, the other? Well, the government has a program whereby you click on this link and you talk to the guy. He will contact you and blah, 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 and you get this sum of money that you don't have to pay back. And, when I hear these things, I already know, like, I never expect anything, especially money in this world. I'm the one who was giving to people, and I had the least and I was giving the most. And still it was never enough for them. Still they saw me as a damn fool, an idiot, a jackass, a moron. Black males I try to help. And the way I try to help them is not just to send them money. I say, I have some work. What are your skills? I find out your talents, abilities, skills, and you apply them. Do this task, perform this task, do this job that I can't do or won't do. I'm not interested in this sort of thing, but I need the work done. If you can, spend some time doing this, the energy, and I will pay you. And, this guy would do, ask for money up front. These guys, they have a profile, these guys. One thing about them, they never really show themselves very much. But they're very arrogant, conceited, and vain. But they don't show. You know why these guys don't show many pictures of themselves? Because they have a lot to hide. They are liars, cheaters, thieves, scammers. They are the absolute worst, bottom of the barrel in criminality. And also, the reason they have longevity online doing this stuff. The reason I believe is they've sold out. So you're black, and that's why they target black women so much, and some gay black men. They target black people, the scammers, the black scammers target black people because they mirror us. So they see someone like me with a fabulous personality, a warm heart, generous spirit. I'm just a sweetheart until I have to be otherwise. So they come and they mirror myself to me, and I fall in love with that. But it's me I'm falling in love with because they are nothing like me. They are the exact opposite of me. I'm full and they're empty. They're a big black hole, and I'm overflowing from source. They already say no to source. They are worshipping dark. They're in these principalities, covens, whatever you want to call them, cults, groups. They do things together, hocus pocus, they do that. And then he called me, he one day out of the blue, he called me a witch. And that's how I learned, like, I already know by the way you speak to me what you are. Why would you out of the blue, we were not talking about witchcraft, and you just call me a witch? that is you exposing yourself to me. You have no idea how much you keep exposing yourself. That's why when you do another fake profile and you send me a friend request, how many are in the queue to be rejected? I don't even bother. I don't even bother accept friends on especially the most demonic platform, where I believe that these people, pardon me for saying people, because I'm, whatever I am, they're not, okay? So maybe I'm the people, or they're the people, but I'm not what they are. And they are there enabling these scammers to keep scamming us on a daily basis, because some people are desperate and in need, and a promise of money, government paying you. Oh yeah, they're all over it. So they click the link and boom, their shit is compromised. Their page is hacked. They no longer have access to their page because they clicked on the link for whatever reason. Ignorance. I mean, come on. Everybody knows now. Don't just click any link online. And they keep doing that. So these guys are using these profiles that they steal from people, and they use it for nefarious purposes. They use it for scamming other people. They use it for fraud. They use it for like all manner of darkness. They do dark, dirty things with using your name, your identity. And so, I don't want to deal with this sort of people. But what they do, they go and they come. They never leave you alone. So my problem is, how the hell does this platform, this social media platform, how are they able to, as soon as I post something, boom, you're not allowed. You're banned for 90 days. You're banned for 30 days. You cannot post for 8 days. You cannot go live for the rest of the year, like all these kinds of shit, right? Just as soon as I post something, well, it's obscene. Meanwhile, all around me in the how you say, the scroll, the timeline, just all these practical nudity, people's booties all over the place. All I see all day, all the time, big ass. No problem with that. People expose titties, people. All kinds of shit. Big chicks spreading it. No problem. But I posted a picture of a guy who's a model, and he was modeling. He was working in his underwear. I think they were jealous of his physique and his beauty. He's a Nigerian model and actor. He's doing movies and TV shows and advertising. He was a dancer. He's a longtime friend of mine on the same platform. And the picture came up from them. I posted it and it came up in the memories, which means it had been there for 2 whole years and they never had a problem with it. But they are so against me that suddenly, boom. So I'm targeted and I know it. And I'm saying, if they're so quick to, algorithm me, how come they can't? Obviously, they know the scammers. To me, they are in cahoots with the scammers. And the scammers are given carte blanche to do their thing. The scammers, basically, that's their job, to be on the social media platform, targeting woman after woman after woman after woman. The women all fall for it. Some of the guys fall for it, because these guys, they're bisexual as well. Now, the guy named Steven, he was from some small island. I will not name it, but now he is linked with the other one. And a whole bunch of others. There's a whole network of them. They're like a gang of them. Many of them are in Montreal. And there's white men involved. Like this. It is those. That's why this device is for us to hang ourselves. Because they can see, they know everything we're doing. So they will know what the freaking scammers are doing. Same way. But they look the other way. And even if you report this scam, let's say you report these scammers, right? What do you think is going to happen? Nothing. But it's me they want to keep. That's why they don't want me to speak. Because I'm intuitive. I can see things without seeing things. I act like I'm clueless. I don't know. I don't know a damn thing. You know why? It's true. But suddenly, boom, I know it. Because it's from source. It's downloaded to me. And I speak. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, or not. It's all good. I'm Domina Delapai, Mystery Sasha Storm. I was talking about masturbation, and look where I ended up. Oh yeah, so I stopped masturbating because I realized that's part of the problem. This guy would send the sex vibes, and it was so strong that I was masturbating and masturbating to this guy. And then I find out his character. I find out he's a lowlife. He is the worst of the worst, okay? He should be arrested. But the guy, before even arresting him, he needs to be in a mental institution. He really, really does. Because I believe his mother and other family members, maybe some women in his life, when he was a little boy, they had sex with him. They messed up his head. So now he's a sex addict. He's an addict. He's just an addict of everything imaginable. Anything that is bad for him. Because the sex addiction and promiscuity, that's bad for him. So him possibly having AIDS, HIV, some other STD, he certainly has sexually transmitted demons. Okay? And he masturbates a lot. In fact, I have pictures of him. That's the thing. I saw his penis. That dick looks so good. Listen, let me tell you something. Devil dick. Devil dick is highly attractive, honey. You got to be mindful. Be mindful. When the dick looks, because Stephen sent me, he was masturbating and showing me pictures nude. I didn't ask. So one thing, if I don't ask, don't send that, don't show me that. I saw it and yuck, that's an ugly penis. It was big. And it looked, those dicks that they get a little stiff, but they never get really hard. A lot of these guys, that's why they have to take a blue pill. They can't even get it up and maintain the erection. And the blue pill helps them to maintain an erection. And then their shit won't even come down. 6 hours later, you still got a hard on. Well, who are you fucking? Who are you having sex with? Anyway. Yes, man. So these black guys, they are not on our side. So you all need to know that. Stop being horny for them. Stop having babies with them. Stop shacking up with them. Stop letting them move into your place. They are literally working with the devil. They are actual demons or being possessed under demonic possession. So they are out only to do bad. And they will say, I hear voices in my head. If they're doing music, it'll be in their lyrics. They will tell you voices in their head telling them to do this, that, this, and always bad things. They never do anything that's right. Like if they will be trying, like if you pay them to do a job and they'll be doing the job, suddenly they'll just turn and stop doing the job, but expect to be paid. Like it's just insane. So black women, be aware that there are many black males out there who had experienced a childhood trauma that has really messed them up. And their issues have never been addressed. They're not being treated. They should see some psychiatrist, psychologist. They should be on some even therapy, some counseling. But no, they're out there online where the platform is given to them. They have free range to target us. That's part of the war they have against us. They're making our own people turn on us. You must grasp this concept that there is a spiritual war occurring right now. It's been happening. Us against them, meaning the good versus the bad. The good versus the evil. Yes, there is such a thing as evil. And yes, there is such a thing as good. And we may embody them all, yeah, but what do we choose? I choose source. They don't. And that's why this guy wants to be close to me. He wants to be close to me to harm me. But he gets screwed up because he realizes, whoa, I actually have feelings for her. Why? Because I was the only person in his entire life who showed him love. Like real love, not manipulation. Like I really wanted to help him, to uplift him, support him. But all he did to me was the opposite. Every chance he got, even behind my back, he is still doing stuff right now as I speak behind my back. I put it in the hands of the Most High. I leave it up to source. Apparently I have an army of angels always watching over me because they know I don't participate in these things. I don't do black magic. I don't learn hexing and spells. I don't want to know this stuff. I don't care about this stuff. I come from an island where they spoke of Obia. And I just heard, I was like, that's not for me. It's not about me. So don't let it be me, okay? So let him do his thing. I hope he heals. I want him to heal. I've been healing. And because I've healed, I don't need to masturbate anymore. I don't need to have sex anymore. It would be great if I could have some smoking hot partner. And they are approaching me. They're pursuing me. But I have yet to find one on the level that I deserve. And I'm willing to go without than to have another demon-possessed entity smoking up my aura and energy. Thank you. Good day.